Well, here we are in front of the Acansa Gallery, and I'm really excited about this. We got to pull a sculpture that's been in the dark under a stairwell in a library for 15 years, and we get to pull it out first time in the sunlight. It might get sunburned, and I'm having a solo show here with paintings and different sculptures. So we're going to go in and look at the art inside.
Hi, Hogg, and we're excited to have Joe in the gallery for the next couple of months. We've got a show of sculpture and paintings and all kinds of art of Joe's. Met Joe through our promotion of the 62nd annual Delta exhibition that the Arts Center, Arkansas Arts Center, does each year. We're happy to partner with them in hosting the various pieces. One of the pieces that really jumped out at me was one of Joe's paintings, and reached out to him so that I could talk about that painting, and discovered the wide breadth of skill that he has, and so we invited him to bring it all into the gallery. So here we are at the gallery with a lot of his works, including the piece that the Delta is currently promoting.
The name of the show is ALTARS, and here I explore how all through human history we've always created altars. The church always has an altar, and I've just thought about the relationship with art and the need to create altars. So some things here could be viewed as an altar, and some are just paintings and artwork that I've done of different individuals. This is what I call a sculpture painting, and what I've done is I've built a relief sculpture up on the canvas, and then I don't paint with a traditional paintbrush on. I actually throw and flip the oil paint, and since the structure is already there, the paint just sort of fills in and goes, and you can see the interesting texture and the way the paint breaks up on all this texture. This is a wire figure with wood. My idea here was just to create a more basic, less glorious kind of altar, just using found things and wire, just real simple, inexpensive, used things, just to show the humility and just the simplicity of creating an altar. This sculpture is called the Ark. And here we're moving on down to the main part of the exhibit. We have a mix of relief sculptures and sculpture paintings as we move on down. So this is a painting sculpture of Frederick Douglass, and he has just always been a big hero of mine. When you look at this face, who was the most photographed face in the 1800s, and he made sure of that. He was the first to use photography to show the horrors of slavery, but he also wanted to be a face for African American who is intelligent, who has written the best-selling book in the country at that time, who ran for president with a female vice president. And the things he said, this man is who convinced Abraham Lincoln to not be a racist. It was his persuasion and the use of photography and his own personal story that persuaded Abraham Lincoln to hate slavery and come against it. This is, I have been thinking a long time, how can I create art painting that could last outside, that could be put outside, and you can still have all the vitality of a painting. So what this is an oil painting on glass, on the inside of the glass, and then this is treated wood frame. So this can stay outside through the weather, and you can still have really cool art and paintings in an outside area if you want to do that. So this is the first time for me to do this, and it's art installation I did right here in the gallery. And what's really great about this, as we look up, we're right over a skylight, so the natural sunlight comes in on this art installation. And what it is it's a mixture of rocks and an old iron wagon. No telling how old it is, at least 100 years old, weighs at least 500 pounds. And I brought rocks in, and old wood, and old soil. And then this is a wire figure that we've placed on here. And what's going to happen is Hogg and his family are going to get seeds, and they're going to sprinkle them in the soil that's in this. And during the duration of the show, the seeds will sprout. He's going to water them. He said he was going to be faithful to water every day. And the seeds will sprout up and grow through the sculpture, and we'll just see what happens. So here we are with the sculptural version of Adam and Eve, and right across from here we have a painting version of Adam and Eve, and this is also a redwood frame and painted on glass, and this could be something that could go outside. So I'd like to talk about this work here, and what inspired this was we have an old family home in Virginia where my family's from, and way back in the 1800s, there was a woman who was in her room holding a cat, and lightning struck, and it created a negative image on a mirror that she was close to. Back then, the mirrors had silver as the background, and it created this negative image on there with her holding this cat. It was enlarged, and I don't think that's ever happened before, and I remember seeing it as a little child and so interested in that. So in a way, this isn't what the image looked like, so I'm just playing with that idea of an image etched into a mirror.
We're here in front of Grace. This is a painting by Joe Barnett. This piece was chosen by the Arkansas Art Center to be included into the 62nd annual Delta exhibition this year. And we at the Acansa Gallery, along with the Thea Foundation and the Argenta Branch Library, are partnering with the Art Center this year to host the exhibit and promote these, because the show is a virtual exhibition this year because of the pandemic. This piece was what kind of started it all and helped me get in touch with Joe to talk about this piece and its selection into the Delta. So we're very happy to have it here. As far as we know, this may be the only piece in the exhibit that is available to see in person by making an appointment. So we hope to hear from you guys.
So this sculpture painting is one of my daughters, Mia Grace. And here you can see it's initially just all painted white, and then rather than, I don't really paint per se, but I've gotten really good at flicking the paint. So I throw the paint on, and I've gotten so good I can just put it right in your eyes and put them right in your eyes with that. Anyway, I put the paint on and then let it run, and sometimes I'll hit it with the turpentine or paint thinner, and I'm really interested in the reaction, the sort of the chemical reaction that happens on the surface. It's just everywhere you look, there's something different. And this is what I really like about nature. no matter how far away you get or how close you get, you keep seeing details. And when I create art, I try to do that try to create that feeling in nature where there's just so many details and things happening. And sometimes in nature, as in the rocks, and we could probably get a close-up of this rock, you can see this rock, which is millions of years old. This could have happened instantaneously, and then just, originally it was just soil and it's just hardened. So sometimes in nature things happen instantaneously, and then things happen over millions of years. And that's a truth that we have in nature. So, as an artist, we're trying to what are the truths we see in nature, and how can we present those truths in an art form? So one thing about my art is it's really important that how things look from a distance, but also when you get really close, just every bit of it, I want you to just to see that same kind of creative process that goes on in nature.